Attention gamers. A few weeks ago Riot introduced the latest incentive to play this team-based game on single-player mode. The item's called Hullbreaker and it's basically an introvert's heaven, giving you a metric piss ton of defensive stats and damage to objectives when none of your teammates are around, while simultaneously motivating all the little hooded employees around you like their job is on the line, making their mini flash mobs into a force to be reckoned with. And you've probably guessed that the main side effect of this lonely virgin vigor passive is to have inbred potato top laners looking to get more outnumbered than a young Alexis Texas on a studio apartment casting couch, only to then die miserably, flaming their teammates that came to help, as if a 1v3 would have ended any different. So you're stuck trying to play the game normally while they have apparently back leg up pissed on the entire rift, marking their territory, spamming your ass away as they think this newfound solidarity will make stupid ass decisions like stand still gas pedaling Nexus turrets work out, defending a situation that they would have died 16 straight times in as being survivable if you would just let them play their one player mode like the chode they are, resulting in more AFKs from winning games. And that, my friends, is the Hullbreaker effect. But the other night when I was trying to be that exact leave me alone or feed Hullbreaking douche snozzle, someone on stream noticed that the bowl of spaghetti serving as Riot's code base allows you to keep the solo dolo magical powers even when a Yuumi is attached to you. Hashtag credit to one of my viewers, Melmo, for this discovery. So then there was only one thing to do: grab the best one trick tryndamere and no lock in this puss in boots and get ready to have AFK for a few games while we exploit the fact that this combo basically allows you to be married while still having all the benefits of being single and slaying mad puss.
Excuse me, what the hell did you just say?
Whoa there, I'm not the one who brought her new boyfriend to marriage counseling. Why don't you tell us what you did with my wife Bobby?
About a year and a half ago, we went to Rome and Tuscany for about a month.
I thought you were at your mother's. And when did you lying D-Gens plan on airing this news?
You know, we just kind of held on to it to see where it was gonna, where we would air it or when we would air it.
Jesus Christ.
And how would you describe your feelings about Raf's wife, Mr. Flay?
I am completely obsessed with it.
Stop it right there, I cannot listen to another word of
Here
this.
we go again. Phone comes out, he launches freaking Raid Shadow Legends and totally zones out.
Newsflash, Buttercup raids my rock lately, knowing it rewards me every single day I play it, and when I put time and effort into getting new champions and leveling them up, they stay by my side ready to battle for me instead of frolicking through Rome with Bobby freaking Flay, who probably doesn't even know what mobile gaming is.
Listen, I'm kind of old school. I'm used to appointment television.
My god, what is so impressive about this, Grandpa?
And what is so impressive about Raid then?
Impressive about Raid? How about how over 76 million people have tried it, or that it's been played for over 12.5 billion hours? Literally over a million years of played time with over 350 million raids per month. And if your cuck of a boyfriend needs help with the math on that, you can break it down step by step to learn that 138 raids are happening every second on this game. Does anyone else have something more impressive to say?
I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but Jada De Laurentiis and I launched a new show.
Shut up, Bobby. Or how about how Raid is always keeping things fresh with new updates like this month's crazy schedule of summer festivities featuring the Fusion event, where you can earn a brand new legendary champion with other amazing new champs on the way as well. So if you are impressed by all this, aka not an infatuated dumbass, you can use my link in the description or scan the QR code and you'll receive XP boosts, silver energy, ancient shards, and Konaru, one of the best champions you can start out with. Oh, and Bobby, touch my wife again and I will break you.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Alright, so I wouldn't advise going Trynd Yuumi together bot if you aren't ready to get poked more times than a stripper giving a lap dance on a cactus fabric couch, and of course Murphy's Law, that dickhead would have them on two champs whose range is on Cialis, but the second we see that little cockwombling Cupid get cut off from his power source, we go spin to freaking win status. I push D for drowsy as a Trynd lets the blueberry hit his voicemail, and I heat seek a piss chime up his tight ass for the assist. This leaves that floating power plant meaning he doomed when I slap E to make the king zoomed, and thanks to an emo bear in the area we secure a double nut. Then a minute later these wank stains were continuing to remind us that an AFK cat riding a melee champ is less than ideal in lane, but thanks to a ward going full-blown exorcism in the shrubs, us putting the guilty jizzing chicken emoji over Legolas's head, and a clown who was down to help make shitters frown, we were able to slap mad asses while pausing to look at this statue and say, "Who's yo daddy?" And it's worth noting that the sword simp dressed like a waterbender did show up, but we blew his dumbass out like a candle. And right after our 6th birthday, these two goons were equipped with all the tools to make their tower about as useful as Anne Frank's drum set, and I guess I didn't really have my own say in the matter, as I was more concerned with the cosplaying vagina I was growing between my legs from playing this champ. But I guess you can only marinate in the danger zone for so long before it's time to get cooked. Shit or get off the pot type of situation, I guess. Sucks to suck, but I had never been healthier in my life, rolling up my own urine and slinging it at the statue for some solo plate gold. That said, these jizzmongers started making it abundantly clear that they were all about that social distancing life, so a few times the gas tank on my steed ran dangerously low and I had to Uber a new one with a full tank, only to arrive back in time to witness the effects of shoving a few hundred chia pets and a garden hose up a scuttlecrab's asshole, and I guess the presence of one oversized purple Godzilla turd motivated him to be one as well, so we party hard until I had to dismount from the dead bitch and ride my 2-speed novel back to safety. But luckily Chuckles the annoying shitbag was back in town, so I executed the intensely complex sequence of steps to mimic his exact movements and then whispered into his ear, "I want to be a stealth pussy." So he casts his couple conceal with the goal of surprising and making the archer squeal before we retreat back into the lane pubes to prep for rendezvous round 2, and the theme of this one was something about an electric execution or some double E double G, let's just throw some random shit at the spark plug. Then we notice a little capture the flag type of bullshit going on in the forest, and long story short, a pissy plant lands Gold Edward Scissorhands on our lap, but his whole extended family arrives out of nowhere, which prompts an immediate immortal orgasm out of Mark Merrill as he yeets hard and aims his pecker snot at Deadpool. Then we spin to safety only for Eskimo Yi to crawl up a butt, but let's just say he wasn't exactly happy where we ended up shitting him out. And for those of you observant viewers, you may have noticed that a rather one-sided war was taking place up north, so as a little context, our Renekton was apparently working alongside their trundle to find another way for 2 people to make a 1-person item stronger by personally funding anything the oddly oversized troll could need, kinda like a rich attractive husband, as the croc learned firsthand what the meaning of clobbering time was, to the point where even a douche duet with our Chester the cum-guzzling jester wasn't enough man/feeding alligator power to take him down. And thus that was the backstory behind our top lane getting pushed in worse than an obese overly confident hot tub streamer's love handles while wearing her yoga pants 6 inches too high. So we practically had to hire a personal driver to be ready to take us back to base at a second's notice on repeat to deal with this troll who was clearly not in the mood to troll in this one, all when I just wanted to make ignorant simpletons in chat feel stupid by proving them wrong. So we first made sure they learned not to speak unless spoken to by promptly murdering their useless chaps, and then I informed them of how naive they were being to have the audacity to think that Riot wouldn't totally fuck something up with this new item, while still being on constant alert that this cock gobbler was trying so goddamn hard in a normal game you'd think Mr. Beast was in his stream offering him an island if he won or some shit, but thankfully the rest of his team was about as useless as a grave robber in a crematorium as we started to get a preview of this buggy bullshit's power, despite their Yi potentially showing that he too jerks off to an X-Pekka poster on his bedroom wall. Meanwhile, I have the best KDA I probably have ever had on this game, contemplating sawing my own dick off and practicing my crossed-eyed tongue-out expression so I can main this champion, as we are seeing just how strong this kitten riding a king's cock combo can be even without the Hullbreaker passive active, but because of one too many people on the other team behaving in a way that makes me feel the need to explain what a vagina feels like just so they know. The first game ends before we could witness the true power. So cue round 2 and I'm ready to represent the one-hand gaming gang on this magical queef-blowing kitten shit. And just to show how much I had mastered her after just one game, the next one I didn't even have my window locked to leak, hence the insubordinate camera playing Where's Waldo with my cursor off in bumfuck Egypt on a different monitor, all while I was smurfing on these shitters by smashing my E key like it owed me money. And basically the strategy we started adopting was to let this chode Conan O'Brien whip shit at us until the anger fueled him to go in like Gordon from Dodgeball, and then even if we got hit by mandatory games of Leapfrog, I would just whip out the strobe lights to stun the little bumfuzzle fuck so that the sword prince can make these shitters wince. And like a closet whore who just dropped out of the seminary, we had a newfound craving to fuck literally everything in sight, and it didn't matter if the lights were on, lights were off, rain or shine, the tit lickers were getting whopped, or if their jungler was watching, we weren't phased because we could just call our own little forest frolicker in for a visit, and those were the fuck sessions that really left us satisfied. So 18 minutes into the game, he who drags sword on ground has both shield bow and Hullbreaker, and my items are irrelevant because I'm on this furry cum dumpster of a champ, and basically all this means is that Mini Conan can throw all the shit in the world at us until we decide he's a dead bitch without even having to immortal moan skeet skeet to survive that one. Then we're met with a real challenge. Ah yes, the man reeking of fed 200 years, but what he failed to realize is that we are too benefiting from buffs reserved for one, just in time for an entire squad of scumbags to show up like useless baby birds making annoying s sounds in the nest expecting free handouts, but Trendy makes some shizzle his grundle butter sounds, then we bop the chick causing me to breathe in second-hand smoke, and things were looking up until my human host decided now of all times to become scared of things, so I write that one off to us just not being ready yet. We needed more training in the form of additional expedition matches with the other douche snozzle on the Rift competing for the title of spin to win shitter, and you know a grown man with an erect ponytail carrying around his purple-haired cat can only let a flamboyant bomb rat pelt everything he can get his hands on at them for so long before they say fuck it, change their plans and euthanize the little bleached asshole. Then let the record show that we finished out business with the dunking douche right after with no distractions. And at this point I feel we have reached our full power, so I tell the other scrubs with blue labels on their names to take a hike, and then we prep for the gangbang rematch of the century as Tomahawk Terra comes douche dashing out, which makes me want to open the doors to the hallway of stimulation, and well yeah, you give a buff that is intended to protect isolated idiots to an unkillable king with a kitten queefing magic straight into his asshole, and yeah right, you have just created some anger-inducing games of whack-a-mole. So we let the passive power motivate our hoodlums to just absolutely annihilate the base in what I am embarrassed to admit after playing Yuumi, was one of the more fun games I have played. Now I have one favor to ask of my community, and that is to go make this trendy because he streams over at twitch.tv/beermanstan, and he is honestly probably the most wholesome human beings I've met since starting YouTube, with one of the few non-toxic league communities that exist, so please go follow his stream as he tells jokes, does toasts, hosts tourneys, gives shit away, raises money for good causes, and kicks a lot of ass on Tryndamere. So do me a solid and make his 1.8k followers on Twitch grow into a number that we can all be impressed with in a few days. I will be checking. Raval.
On and I'm popping, I'm not gonna stop when the haters come knocking, so tell them kick rocks, shoot off like a rocket and fill up my pockets, make way for them boy cause I got this shit locked.